Question everything. So when it comes to these slave patrol cops in our communities, these cops that break the law as white supremacists against our people, how do we combat it? How do we get back real honorable cops? Or has there ever been real honorable cops when it comes to Aboriginal Negroes in their community? Because even back when Malcolm X was alive, he was speaking on the same thing, how cops came to the community and pretty much did all sorts of wrong to our people, and then turned around and say we was resisting the right arrest and we was attacking them. You can actually find this speech by looking up Malcolm X. And that was in his time. And before him, our people was complaining about slave patrol, you know, with that same badge. And here it is today, you got cops doing mass shootings like the one that happened out there in California. No doubt that was a cop at the bikers bar. But this is a serious problem, you know, because like I said before, the federal census of ethnic arrest says that the colonizers get arrested way more than we do. But they don't get mass incarcerated like we do. We are the face of prison here in America, in the millions, locked up more than any other country in the world. Do you think that's by accident? Even though by arrest, we're not the ones getting arrested the most. The ones that are getting arrested the most is getting more plea down deals and more programs than anything, because they have the complexion for protection. This is just the reality. Have y'all seen Undisputed on YouTube and that brother? Because all he does is follow the cops and what they're doing to our people and many other people, as well as some colonizers. But this is the reality. How do we combat a justice department that ain't really for justice, but for codes and regulations against the people? How do you combat real supremacy within the courthouses, the judges, the lawyers, the politicians, and all these different places when it's woven into the system and the soil and the foundation of America? How do you combat these things? How do you change them around and overturn them and get these supremacists who done took oaths with KKK and many other different white supremacist organizations that we don't even know about, that are in these offices all over and running around, as well as police officers and cops in our community today? What is our discourse? What do we supposed to do as Aboriginal Negroes when it comes to law enforcement that can break the law on you and then write up the charges the way they choose to write up the charges, and you go to prison even though they the ones who broke the law on you? And then they want you to follow procedures, go to court and get lawyers and try to fight a system that's set up to criminalize you and to demonize you and to slave patrol you. How do that work? How do you fight the system in a way that is set up when they're doing it illegally against you? How can you do it legally, fighting a system by the rules that they put out when they're breaking the rules on you and then covering it up? Where do we stand? What can we do? What is our movement? How do we come together to stop these slave patrol runners, these white supremacists with badges on, from breaking the law on us, making a career off of demonizing and destroying our communities and our people and our men and our women? How do that work? Where do you stand? How many people in your family has been wronged by police officers that are Aboriginal Negroes? How many? I'm pretty sure you got plenty of them that have been wronged by police officers that don't look like them. How many do you have that's locked up right now? See, and we running around here thinking, oh, it's because we're breaking the law. But no, we've been tricked. We're under a trick bag where we're being promoted as the criminals of America, and we didn't rob, steal, or take America, or steal a land of America, or steal the resources and pass it down to our inheritors. It been done to us. And in turn, the law was set up against us through slave patrol to relock us up under the 13th, 14th Amendment, to take our rights from us, to be able to re-enslave us back into what we see today as mass incarceration into the millions of our people. This is the game. And you got many people that look just like us who has sold us out for a bag. All those rappers that's rapping about breaking the law, all these rappers that's rapping about drugs and all this different crime that they rap about. Notice how it's promoted by the radio stations and funded by the colonizers who pay them a paycheck to do so. Why? Because they took a bag to lock you and your children up. They took a bag to destroy your communities and destroy your households and destroy your nation of people. These are traitors to their own nation. This is just a reality to it. And we, as a people, we got to come together, similar to Montgomery, Alabama, and start uniting amongst ourselves. Oh yeah, they definitely don't want that to happen. They definitely don't want that to happen. If you think I'm lying, then just go back and listen to some of Malcolm X's speeches. And that was years ago. They know exactly what can combat what's going on to our people. And that's just uniting. And that's not dividing against each other, but uniting against what's going on. This is just the reality. I tell you, this is why they won't give you a bill passed for protection against hate crimes, even though you're the hated, most hated in America of all times. With the hatred of America, when it comes to hatred, has been on the backs of you ever since the dawn of them getting here as the colonizers here in America. It is our time. We must come together. We must deal with these problems because no one else will. No one else will. The law enforcement has failed us and always failed us. They've been against us for a long time. They have took oaths to demonize and destroy our people. And if we don't stand up and do nothing about it, then ain't nothing going to be done about it. And we can't look to our brothers and sisters that are good cops, that are law-abiding citizens, that are willing to push the law properly because their backs are against the wall. Yes, we hope and pray that they open their mouth, that they point the finger out on the colonizers that are white supremacists in their offices. But at the end of the day, they can't be alone doing it. And with that, for all you good cops that's out there, just know there are Aboriginal Negroes that's out there that's looking and know that you're out there, and we respect what you do. But at the end of the day, for every one good cop, we're talking maybe 100 or more bad cops. And how do we know? Just look at the reality of how it's lopsided when it comes to us being arrested. Look at how it's lopsided when it comes to us being oppressed and battered by the police when it comes to police brutality. Just look at it. We under constitutional torque. So it's there. The evidence is there. The videos on YouTube and many other places are there. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Exactly. And until we do something about it, then there's nothing going to be said about it. So with that, I hope that all understand that if the people that are getting arrested the most is not going to prison the most, then there's something wrong with the system. That's just the reality. And if the system of white supremacy is willing to demonize and sell us criminal ways and criminal ideas and criminal movies and criminal music, then you must know that's just a trick bag to set our children up, to get them locked up and mass incarcerated. This is why private prisons are all around America. Why? Because they're making money off of you getting locked up. They're banking on you getting locked up. They're planning on you getting locked up. And if you don't get locked up, they're looking for you to be 6 feet deep. And with that, we must unite and do something about it. For I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.